Anything bad for your kids here, so.
Yeah, I just don't want to go to jail either. I didn't mean to. I wasn't trying anything wrong.
You should make any phone calls that you want, but...
Gian, I'm going to be in there for a long time. Can I write your phone number down?
We'll get phone numbers and everything.
They got me, and because I'm on probation, they're taking me to jail. Mommy!
All right, so here we go. We are at Walmart, and it is one of those calls that sounds simple for about 2 seconds. Theft complaint, busy store, people everywhere, and officers are walking into a situation where nothing is contained and nothing is predictable. What makes this one hit harder is it is not just about someone trying to take merchandise. It is what happens around that choice. When a parent is tangled up in a shoplifting situation and kids are in the middle of it, the whole job changes instantly. Now, the officer is not just enforcing the law, they are doing damage control for children who did not ask to be part of any of this. And this is not some one-off story either. We have been seeing more of these Walmart incidents where theft and child endangerment collide, even as recently as that April 2026 case in Alabama, where kids end up abandoned during the chaos. That is why this matters right now. So let us watch this together and stay locked in on what the officers are seeing and juggling moment to moment. If you appreciate footage-based breakdowns from the officer side, hit subscribe and stay with me.
Hello.
You're the friend? Gotcha.
I was just stopping to do the apprehension. I'm trying to get a pregnancy right now to see exactly how much. She had told her to come over to watch the kids, and then she kept walking out the doors and tried to stop her.
Okay. So did she ask you to watch the kids? She didn't just like walk off?
She pointed to the kids, so I'm assuming that was come watch the kids, but I did not hear what she was saying when she left.
I did.
Gotcha.
Over there, this is adult conversations, not child.
Yep, it sounds like she has a lot of theft history based on what we found. So, what's your plan? Are you gonna take them back to our house, or?
I'm not going to abandon them.
Yeah, we're fine with releasing them to you as long as we can have her verbally say that. Because otherwise, they're gonna have to go with Children's Services.
I'm not letting them go with children.
If we can't get a hold of her, we have to have actual permission.
Now, you know she's not coming back, right?
I understand that. How did you guys get here?
I drove.
Okay, you drove everybody?
Yes.
How did she?
She's walking somewhere.
Or she's on foot.
Where she went, I don't know. Like I said, I was pointed to kids.
Gotcha. So,
Can we go out here so that they're not listening to everything? Sorry, she's got anxiety.
oh, you're fine. This officer's just going to make sure and stay with them. Just give her a phone call. Our main concern is the kids. I can, whatever. She's got warrants. She's got charged with theft. I don't care. I want to make sure her kids are safe.
I will do that. Hey, I'm here with the officer. They want verbal consent that I can take the kids.
All right, just so you're aware, my name's Sergeant Williams, City Police Department. I only briefly spoke with my officer here, but it sounds like you just left your kids here after you committed a theft and decided to run away. So what we're going to do is we're going to file warrants for theft. We're going to file warrants for child endangerment for each one of your kids that you decided to abandon here, and then we're going to also charge you with contributing to the delinquency of a minor for a theft while in the presence of your kid. At this point, I appreciate your verbal consent. I'm not so sold on it. I can't verify who you are. I have no information for you. So all I have is a name and a phone number. So what I'm likely to do is I'm going to have to take the kids to Children's Services and have a legal guardian pick them up from there.
My best friend can't take them?
No. The easiest way for this whole thing to have went down is would you have got a piece of paper and a summons and showed up to a court date. Can't see who you are. You abandon your kids like this. No, I'm not one for favors or believing somebody who is willing to leave their kid to believe that these kids are theirs or who they are. So if you want to show back up and receive your paperwork and your summons for your future court date, I'm fine with that. Otherwise, no, children are going to go to Children's Services.
So if I show up, I'm just going to get a charge. I'm not going to go to jail?
Yeah, that's the whole plan. You get a summons, you have a court date, we verify who you are and make sure that you are the person that you say. We'll give you a summons for the theft. You'll be on your way.
Okay, well, I'm going to come back with it then.
Okay, that's probably for the best. I really don't want anything bad for your kids here, so.
Yeah, I just don't want to go to jail either. I didn't mean to. I wasn't trying anything wrong.
All right, I understand. We'll talk to you here in just a second.
Okay.
All right.
Now, I do want to know honestly because I do have the kids. Is she going to jail?
I don't. If she shows up in the next reasonable amount of time, the only thing that prevents her from going to jail and not just being issued charges, does she have some crazy warrants that are
No,
still?
I don't know. I don't know
So
that
that's
she has a court. warrants? I don't believe so.
Okay. So that's what prevents
It's
us.
only
That's what prevents us with thefts like this from issuing someone a summons.
176.
Unless they're repeat offenders that we just deal with all the time, or just consistently have thefts across their record that we have to keep telling them to stop stealing in the city. People walk out of here with summons.
okay.
I mean, this would be our like a fifth one today from here.
Okay, I'm just concerned because
The first thing that jumps out at me is how fast this turns into a child placement problem, not a theft problem. People think officers can just hand kids to the nearest friendly adult and keep it moving. They cannot. If you do not verify identity and you do not get clear consent, you are basically gambling with a custody situation, and that can explode later. And this is exactly why these Walmart cases keep making headlines. The June 2025 theft and abandonment situation and those locked car incidents in Connecticut and Texas show the same pattern. Adults make one impulsive decision, and the kids eat the danger and the consequences. I also respect the ugly reality here. The sergeant is using the only leverage that works sometimes. Come back and handle your business, or your kids go to services. That is not cruelty. That is accountability wrapped around child safety.
I do have the kids, and like I was telling him, the one has anxiety.
So-
she can't do it.
I know, and it's terrible.
She does have 2 possible warrants for theft. Here's the deal: if she does come down here, likely if those are verified, we will have to make an arrest. But if she is here and we can verbally see, okay, this is her, we can release the kids to you.
But nothing's been verified yet. So on the very worst end of this, she has to go to jail and you get the kids because we're able to verify who she is and that she's okay to send the kids with you. Speaking to somebody over the phone, not being able to see their face, having no ID on them, not being able to verify, like, they've seen mom has seen them, like, yeah, that's my mom, yeah, that's my kids. Hey, yeah, how do I just send somebody
I
away
completely
with kids?
understand.
So,
But I just want to be prepared because she's going
Yep.
to freak out, and like I said, I have to control the kids.
And even if that's the case, we don't want to go and traumatize kids, right? So I can have you take kids to the car, but let her give them hugs, say, hey, you're going to stay the night with you for a little bit. I have to go talk to somebody, and not even have them see her get put in handcuffs or in the back of a car or anything. We can deal with all of that. None of that is an issue for us. And that, again, is on the far worst side of things. On the other end, if the warrants are no good, then they're no good, and you all go home and she gets the paper summons and out
I'm
here.
hoping that's how it goes.
Suspect is now back at Walmart. Making contact with him. Yep. Now that you're here.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have ran. I should have just waited for you guys. I just got a little nervous, and
Yeah,
I've been in trouble for theft before. I'm not gonna lie to you. And
Gotcha.
I've been clean a year. You know, I've been out of jail a year. I haven't gotten any trouble.
Gotcha.
So I just got a little nervous, and I didn't know what to do. So
You don't have any weapons or anything
No.
on you?
Can I give-
You're
no.
not going to take off on us, anything
No,
like
no,
that?
no.
Okay. If you do,
clearly
we'll
there'll be
catch
another
you.
charge. Yeah.
So what we're going to have you do is they'll come out.
Here, will you hold my phone?
Yes, I will
I'll
take
hang
it.
up on it.
So we do have your consent to let your friend
Whoop.
take all of
Hey,
your
how
children.
about not to the
Yeah.
road?
Okay.
Am I gonna be arrested?
Step over here.
I
You do have
stand
warrants for your
close
arrest
to
for
Yeah.
theft. So we're in the process of
I do have warrants for my arrest.
We're in the process of verifying them with Franklin County. If you do have these warrants, you will be going to jail. And
Okay, yeah, I shouldn't have any warrants.
we're gonna have to check. Have you ever missed a court date before for this stuff, or you just
No, I've been done with court. I am on probation. I'll be honest with you.
gotcha?
But I know when you pull up my name, it says there's a red mark by it. And it says check docket for processing a payment.
What's your probation for? Is it also for theft?
Yeah.
There's no way that we can cut this that you won't go to jail at least for tonight. Because even if these warrants come back and they're not good because of your priors, because you're on probation, I can't just release you with a summons. It will have to be jail tonight.
I will
Now-
take them overnight.
Why my mom can't take them?
I will take them.
Can I call?
Saying overnight.
Okay, I'm on probation. I'm gonna get a probation violation.
Right, and I understand that, but again, it sort of comes with the territory, right? You're an adult, you made an adult decision. There's not a whole lot more that I can do for you there, okay?
You know how long
So-
I should usually sit for this one probation violation? I mean, it's gonna be more than one, isn't it?
I don't know how this is going to work. Again, I'm not an
call my
expert.
mom?
I'm not yeah, I'll let you make any phone calls that you want, but
Gee, and I'm gonna be there for a long time. Can I write your phone number down?
we'll get phone numbers and
We'll get it
everything
all
for people you to
situated.
contact.
Can she at least have the groceries that we're paying for?
Yes, we already got that situated.
What we're going to do at this point right now, I'm not going to put you in handcuffs at the moment.
Okay.
I'm going to let you tell your kids that they're going to be staying the night with her.
Or do you want me to just? take
I don't want to tell him goodbye.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a moment to calm down because obviously we don't want to scare your kids or anything. We want them to come out and see mom as normal.
Man, this is the part people never picture when they scream, "It's just shoplifting." You can see the officer trying to keep the temperature down while the adult consequences are still coming. That calm tone is not softness. It is damage control for the kids standing right there with anxiety and confusion written all over them. And zoom out for a second. These Walmart child endangerment stories have been stacking up the last year. Connecticut has kids sweating and crying in locked cars. Texas has 4 kids left for 90 minutes. Alabama just had suspects bailing out and leaving children behind during a chase. Different states, same theme. Some adults treat kids like luggage when panic hits. What hits me here is the long game. Even when nobody is yelling and nobody is fighting, this call can shape how those kids see police for the rest of their lives. This officer is trying to make sure it is not a trauma memory.
So take a moment, collect yourself, and we'll have them come out, and then they're going to go with her, okay?
Okay, can you call my mom on your phone? My phone's with Tay's on it. Tell him I'm going to jail. I'm going to be in there for... Do you know how long do you think?
I don't know. So you say you have a probation for... Is it also theft?
Yeah, but it's from Delaware County, but it's been transferred here. I don't know how that works. I mean, I honestly wasn't trying to. I was waiting for them. Like, I even offered to pay for it. I mean, I know probably because I'm running those probably ways where you want to take me to jail. Mom, I'm going to jail because I was scanning stuff at Walmart. I honestly forgot to scan something because the kids were distracting me and they caught me. And because I'm on probation, they're taking me to jail. Mommy,
Hey.
I need.
Can you keep it down just a little bit? You're making the scene.
It's okay, I'm with Deanna. Deanna has the, sorry. Deanna has the kids, but there's no way to get around it because I'm on probation. I'm going to end up having to spend a lot of time in jail. Mommy, I need you right now.
So mom's not going to come out here. What we can do for you, I can take mom's phone number. You can give her a call from the jail. So just tell her what's going on and give me her phone number.
Please help me. Okay. All right. I wasn't. Please do. All right. I love you too. Bye. Your number. Can I finish my phone call real quick by chance? It's my boyfriend. He's in prison. I just want to let him know that I'm coming with you guys.
Give me his phone number. You can make a call.
I can't call him. He's in prison. Yeah. Can I just tell him goodbye and I love him? Like, please.
Okay.
A second.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get off here because I think they're getting ready to put me in cuffs. But I need to say goodbye to the kids. Do you think it'll look good on me that I'm in rehab still and everything, and they might give me a second chance? All right, I love you. All right, bye. Here you go.
Thank you.
I'm so mad at myself.
Talk to them and say whatever.
I'm not gonna be in there long. I hopefully promise. I don't know. All they did is I honestly forgot to scan a few items, girls, and I had the food stamps to pay for them, and it's gonna be okay, Sophia. It's gonna be okay. I'm sorry, guys. Let me stop crying. Deanna's gonna take you home with her, okay?
She's just got to go talk to somebody, and that's it. And
Yeah.
then she'll be back to see you again. So
Now, if
not like she's going anywhere super far.
I love you guys. It's stay strong. It's gonna be all right. I'm not in big trouble this time.
They verify.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, so at this point, just turn around, put your hands behind your back. We're going to use several sets of cuffs on you. That way it's not super uncomfortable.
When people are cooperative, we try to use 2 sets of cuffs.
I probably won't be booked until like tonight, but
I will call whatever
Alright.
pops up.
call my mom now and let her know.
Alrighty.
We're gonna go over here.
And just like that, the whole thing lands heavy. Not with yelling or a fight, with a mom on a borrowed phone trying to manage the wreckage in real time, while an officer is standing there doing the least cinematic part of the job. What sticks with me is how the arrest is basically happening in 2 worlds at once. In the adult world, it is simple. There is probation, there is a theft situation, there is a runaway moment earlier. So the track is already laid, and the officer is just writing the procedure to the end. But in the kids' world, this is their entire universe tilting. They are hearing the words jail and cuffs and goodbye. They are watching their mom cry and bargain and try to narrate it into something less scary. And you can feel the officers trying to keep those 2 worlds from crashing into each other. You hear the woman asking how long she's going to be in. That line right there tells you how people spiral. She is not asking what the charge is. She is asking how bad the consequence feels. She is reaching for reassurance. Then you see her try to make it sound smaller. Forgot to scan. Distracted. Offered to pay. Maybe rehab looks good. That is not me excusing it. That is me clocking what panic looks like when it finally catches up. Accountability shows up, and suddenly everybody wants a softer landing. And I have to give the officers credit for something most people will never notice. They do not turn this into a public humiliation ritual. They do not take the bait when she starts making speeches. They keep redirecting. Lower your voice. Stop making a scene. Give me the number. You can call from jail. That is not them being cold. That is them controlling the blast radius. Because if this turns into a loud, dramatic sidewalk performance, those kids carry that home forever. The officer is basically doing crowd control for a family meltdown. This is also one of those moments where the public forgets what officers are responsible for after the cuffs go on. It is not just transport. It is property. It is phones. It is names and numbers. It is confirming who is taking the children. It is making sure a friend or family member is real and not just convenient. And it is doing all of that while the person being arrested is emotional and unpredictable. This is where mistakes can happen if you rush. The calm pace matters. The hard truth is, the kids are the primary victims in scenes like this, even when the case on paper is theft. The store gets their loss handled, the court system does its part, but kids get the insecurity. They get the instability. They get that split second where they realize adults will risk everything and leave them holding the bag. That is why these Walmart cases hit so many nerves. Not because of the barcode, because of the pattern. And that pattern is getting way too familiar. You have the locked car cases where kids are literally cooking while adults shop. You have the chase cases where suspects dump kids like evidence. You have the situation where a theft call turns into child placement and an arrest with tears right in the open. Different details. Same center of gravity. Adults making impulsive, selfish choices and children paying first. What this means going forward is simple. Communities are going to keep asking police to be more than police, to be social workers and crisis counselors and child protection escorts on top of enforcement. People can debate whether that is fair, but that is the reality on the ground. These officers are not just stopping crime. They are stabilizing chaos. And when you watch them keep their voices even in front of kids who are scared, you are watching professionalism, not performance. And if you want another video that shows that same ugly intersection where a child is caught in the crossfire of an unstable adult, but in a way higher stakes scenario, stick around for the one where officers have to pull a child out of danger after a disturbed mother escalates a carjacking situation. That one will tighten your chest because the threat cues are flashing the whole time. But here at the end of this one, I am walking away with one big takeaway. The cuffs are not the point. The point is the kids still have to wake up tomorrow and make sense of what happened. And the officers on this scene are doing everything they can to make sure tomorrow is safer than it could have been.